Hey boys and bears, it's Dan. So I've done something very unique with my collection. It's not that it's unique, but it's unique for me because I'm A to Z alphabetical type guy. But I decided to pull out all my horror anthologies and put them in a separate section, because they're kind of their own thing. And so I thought I'd go through all the horror anthologies I have with you. It's a lot, so we got to go through this fast. So I'm going to start and try and tell you like some of my favorites, whatever. So we're gonna start with this one. This is After Midnight. This is from the late '80s. Hot teacher. He's on the cover. Gets together with his students and they tell scary stories. Then we have Amusement. Of course, Amusement. That's the one with the terrifying clown story that nobody can ever forget. Then we have this Astron 6 collection, and rather than little short like 3 or 4 shorts, there's a bunch of little films in this. They put all their stuff together in one movie, and the Astron 6 guys, they're cute. They put a lot of gay stuff in their movies, so it's exciting to have a collection of their stuff. Asylum is one of the Amicus movies, or I have a bunch of those. There's only one that I'm missing that isn't on DVD in the U.S. So this is Asylum's one of the Amicus collections. These are from the late 60s, early 70s. They have more of a British feel to them. Black Sabbath, this is the one with the scary floating lady. She freaks everybody out. That's a classic. Body Bags, John Carpenter. Luke Skywalker is in this one. So, then we have these two. We have Campfire Stories and Campfire Tales. Oh, what do you know? And one of them has, who's in this? Christine Taylor. It's Marsha Brady from the remake in the 90s. So we have those two. Of course, Stephen King's Cat's Eye. That's unforgettable. We have Chillerama. You gotta love Chillerama. Tim Sullivan, gay director. He's got a story in here. I Was a Teenage Wearer. It's actually, I've talked about it a million times. Musical. Horror musical comedy. Chillers. This is an old one. This is in the Trauma collection. Chillers is a really good 80s one. There's one story that has a hot guy zombie in a Speedo. That's the most memorable thing about that one. Chilling Visions, 5 Senses of Fear. This one I really like because the stories not only have a wraparound, they actually interweave into each other. And then they made, 5 Senses of... This is 5 Senses. They made 5 States of Fear. And I didn't like that one as much. And they didn't even combine the stories as they did in that one. This, Creepshow. Creepshow 2. Got Dead of Night. Now, Dead of Night is kind of a companion piece to Trilogy of Terror because it's also a bunch of Richard Matheson stories. So that's a good one. If you haven't seen that one, not as good as Trilogy of Terror, but Dead Time Stories, that's another 80s one. I think there's a big werewolf story in that one. This is Erotities. This is gay horror anthology, finally. Very erotic, very sexual. There's even a Christmas story in that one. Then we have From a Whisper to a Scream. That has Vincent Price in it, but this is from the 80s. That's another good one. From Beyond the Grave, that's another Amicus from the Amicus years. Now, the Hillbilly Horror Show they're putting these together, all different volumes. This is the first volume. The new one isn't out yet, but they just put together little shorts, and they have this group of trailer trash introduce each film, and the one guy's cute with the beard. And that's it. This is volume 1. They're coming out with more. House That Dripped Blood is another Amicus one. That's the one. Oh, that's the one with the freaky guy. I posted him the other day. It's scary. He's one of the author's characters comes to life out into the real world. Now the Monster Club. This is from early 80s. Vincent Price is in this one. John Carradine, and this is the one. I just posted about this one too. This is the new wave horror anthology. There's new wave music in between scenes. It's like Night Train to Terror, which we're going to get to. But the thing I posted about this, I don't know if you read it, is the Monster Club has a great new wave soundtrack, right? But the only way to get the soundtrack, so that's the Blu-ray, is to get this old edition of the DVD. They have the soundtrack isolated, just the music, on the DVD. Not a CD, it's on a DVD. That's the only way to get the soundtrack at all. So gotta keep going. So what do you have? We have Nightmares. That's from the 80s. Emilio Estevez is in that one. This one does the urban legend before Urban Legend did it, about the guy in the back seat. There it is, Night Train to Terror. You gotta love it. You gotta love the theme song to Night Train to Terror and the clothes the guys and girls are wearing. Night Terrors, that's a new one that I blogged about recently. That has a Santa Claus story in it, but my favorite is the infection story at the end. The sex disease that everybody's getting. Perfect House has Felissa Rose and Jonathan Tiersten from Sleepaway Camp. That's a new one, and so this one's about a real estate agent who's showing a couple of houses and starts telling stories about what happened in the house. This is Psycho Street. Psycho Street is Got Alan Rokelly is in this, Marv Blauvelt. This is a good one. This has a couple of stories that they're kind of gross out stories, some of them, but there's some goodies in that one too. Road Hell is another one that has a lot of gory stuff. That my favorite one in this one is a zombie story as well. This is Scary or Die. Scary or Die is so good. I love this. Corbin Bleu, adorable Corbin Bleu, is in the scariest story in this one. It's about a clown. So if you love your clown story, Slices of Life. That's another one. Oh, this one, there's some really gory stuff in this. This is hardcore. Slices of Life is hardcore. Just the name alone. And then, oh, you got some Snoop Dogg's, what is it? Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror. So you got some urban anthologies. This is the two more Amicus Tales from the Crypt. That's the classic, the original with the Santa Claus story in it, and Vault of Horror on one Blu-ray. We have Tales from the Dark Side. That was, you know, the TV show was out, so then they had to make a movie. Tales from the Hood, another urban anthology, horror anthology. Now this is a 2-on-1. Cherry Falls is on there, but that's Terror Track. Now that's just like The Perfect House that I was talking about before. This one is John Ritter as a real estate agent telling stories as he shows couples' houses. So then there are these Theater of the Deranged and Theater of Bizarre they're pretty bizarre and deranged, the two of them. So not related, but I like that they both have kind of the same name. And Theater of the Deranged, this one has a story by our good friend Brian Dorton, the gay horror director. Everybody, I know you guys all know him, that cutie. Let's see, what else we have. These are the three extremes. These are, if you like Asian horror anthologies, Asian anthologies. Well, we got Tom Holland. Tom Holland put together Twisted Tales. This, I think, was a series or web series, and they're very short films. Daniel Harris is in one. There's a couple of people that you know in a bunch of these. Lot of stories in this. It's not just, it's actually a long DVD. It's not really a horror movie anthology, but they're all compiled together. Torture Garden is another Amicus one. Then, of course, you got Trilogy of Terror. You all know that. Twilight Zone the movie. You all know that. Want to see something really scary? Then you have Two Evil Eyes. That's just 2 stories. Adrienne Barbeau. Love it. So then we have, and of course there's the VHS. I didn't get the new one yet, but there's the VHS movies. And finally, what do we have here? We got the Willies. I just love that name, the Willies. And that's it. That one's from the 80s, and that's my entire collection of horror anthologies. I think I pulled them all out. Who knows? There might be some lost in there that I forgot about. Actually, just remembered one before I started the video. So that's it, guys. Hope you like it. And if you have any horror anthologies you can think of, let me know. Bye.